see. The beauty of your eyes has been stolen from the lotus petals of Braj. The beauty of your teeth has been stolen from the jasmine buds of Braj. The beauty of your hair has been stolen from the clouds over Braj. Huh? The beauty of your nails has been stolen from the moon over Braj. The beauty of your thin waist has been stolen from the lions in Braj. And he goes on and on and on and on. I don't even know the end of this festival. Even I don't know the end of this festival. But he explains how Radharani has completely plundered the beauty of his Braj. And she's a big thief. So this place used to be known as, is known as Kusum Sarovar. And another time, because if you've ever been to Kusum Sarovar, you know on the left side, there's a little temple of Radha Banabihari. That's actually maintained by the devotees of Chopati. There's some nice lady from South Africa, Bulindri, she stays there, and one devotee from Scotland, Nitai Mahajan. And one other devotee, he just recently come, I can't remember, they manage this place, and Chopati Temple maintains it. Because the old Pujari, he used to guard all our shoes, Babulal. And when he became old, then he left the temple in the care of these devotees. And his mother is still there. The wife of the Pujari is still there. She's very, very old. She may leave at any time. But she told us an interesting story that we don't know. It's not in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Because just before you get to Kusum Sarovar, you may have seen on the right side, there's a temple called Gwalior Mandir. Right now, Navyoginda Maharaj and his disciples have taken over that place, and they're fixing it up very nicely and distributing prasad to all the pilgrims every day. So she used to say there was one Bengali Babu who used to come with his friends, and he would stay at Gwalior Mandir. And then her father was the Pujari of Uddhav Mandir. Behind, in the back corner of Kusum Sarovar, you see Uddhav Mandir is there. And he used to come and sit with her father and discuss so many spiritual things and discuss so many wonderful things. And sometimes they would go into the forest, but she was just a little girl at that time, so she was afraid to go in the forest. But she said, so this little Bengali Babu, his name was Abai Babu. He used to come with his friends and stay at Kusum Sarovar, and he would come and visit her father and go into the forest to do abhishek of some special Shila. She never found out where this. When she was older, she went into the forest and she saw some Shila and she grabbed it. And now that Shila is in the temple. There's 2 Shilas in that temple. So what happened was, during the argument about the flowers, some of the flowers had fallen on the ground. Krishna came there disguised as a Mali. And he dug out a kund and made a little kund there to wash those flowers. And then he sat and decorated Radharani with those flowers. So you see, in the temple, they have so many beautiful paintings of this pastime that Krishna's sitting there in the form of a Mali who's got his mustache, and he's putting flowers in Radharani's braid and decorating her braid. So you see the paintings there. And Radharani's looking in the mirror, but she's not looking at herself in the mirror. If you look closely, she's seeing Krishna in the mirror. So when you look at there's 2 Govardhan Shilas there. You see the dark Shila on top. They've made a little clay hand and with the golden comb, and the other Shila, which is the one that Ma found, they have placed her down below. She's a golden colored Shila. and she has a beautiful braid, and Radha Shila is combing her braid. So this is Radha Banavihar. This painting is actually from, if you've seen Kusum Saro, there's one big main dome and there's two small domes. One dome on the left side, the south side, that's in honor of Kishore, who was one king. There was one king named Surajwal. We're getting a little ahead. But anyway, that painting is there on that side. And they placed it in the temple there. Oh, I never finished the story. So Ma told me that many years later, that Abai Babu, he became A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Yeah. And he established exactly 50 years ago, we just established this year, the 50th anniversary of Krishna Balaram Mandir. And then Prabhupada invited her father, and she went with her father to Krishna Balaram Mandir, and they met Prabhupada in his room. And Prabhupada gave nice dakshina to her father, and gave cloth to her father, and gave cloth to her. And she was so amazed. This is the same Bengali Babu who used to come to our house. And Prabhupada honored her father very much like that. So there was one king named Surajmal. And he managed to organize, in Braj, there were just so many different dacoit groups, but he was a great leader. So he put together a big army. He organized all the little dacoit groups into a big army. And he drove all the Mughals out of Braj. And one time he was attacking them in Delhi, and somehow they made an ambush and they cut him off from the main army. And although his army hadn't been defeated, they somehow ambushed Surajmal and killed him. So out of sorrow, although they hadn't been defeated, they all retreated back to Braj. And his son, Jawaharlal Singh, he made a vow on the side of Govardhan that I will avenge my father's death, and with the loot that I get from attacking Delhi, I will build a beautiful monument to my father and his queens. So he attacked Delhi, and with the loot he brought back, he built he excavated this. Well, actually, this Kund was originally excavated by the Maharaja of Orcha. There's one place in Madhya Pradesh called Orcha. And I've been there, and there's a huge temple to Krishna. That was the king's temple. And there's a little, square palace like this. And in the palace, there's a Ram temple. That was the queen's temple. But the queen's temple has become more famous. Hardly anybody goes up to the big temple. They all go to the queen's temple there in Orcha, if you go there. So the Maharaja of Orcha came there, and he excavated, because he realized this is a place where this beautiful pastime of Radha and Krishna happened. So he excavated this beautiful, because when the Kund gets too big, then we call it Sarovar. So this is Kusum Sarovar. And just to give you an idea of what type of kings used to walk the face of the earth, the Maharaja of Orcha, what was his name? Veer Singh Deo. He went to Mathura, and he sat on a scale, not like you have in your bathroom, but like a great big one, like this, when you buy your fruit across the street from Krishna Balaram Mandir. So he sat on one side of this huge scale, and he had his ministers put gold coins on the other side. Just imagine. Because these kings were not ordinary people. If you go to the Palace Museum in Jaipur, you can see they have the pajama pants of I can't remember which one of the kings, but they're huge. They stretch, like 8 feet across. Of course, you pull them with a string. But anyway, these Rajas were not ordinary people. I imagine Maharaj Veer Singh Deo was also quite a heavy fellow. So they put gold, just imagine today's price, on one side, And he gave that to all the sadhus and brahmins and temples of Mathura. Such types of kings used to walk the face of the earth. So anyway, Jawaharlal Singh, he, with his lute, he came back, he built this beautiful dome. And if you go there, you'll be amazed, because they say that huge dome, which has become the icon of Vrindavan, they claim that it's just one piece of stone. How they lifted that huge stone up there without Larsen and Toubro, I have no idea. How they built this place. And nobody can build like that. If you see, now they just go ching, ching, ching like that. And they call it, carving. But you see that they have the lotus at the base of the column, there's lotus flowers and leaves. And you can, it goes so deep, you can put your credit card inside like that. They carve, so now they just go ching, ching on a little bit on the surface, ding, 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 and you see a little flower. Oh, wow. But you see that work on Kusum Road, nobody does work like that anymore. Those beautiful lotus petals on the bottom of the columns, they just go so deep inside. It's amazing. And inside that dome, so many beautiful paintings, and they're all done with natural colors. And I've been going there since 1974, first time I went. And I've seen hardly those colors have faded. It's practically still the same way. A beautiful dome is there. And there's different rows and rows of paintings going all the way up, and then there's an inverted lotus bud coming down like this. Very beautiful place. And then below they have the lotus feet of Krishna. And between each ring of paintings, you'll see Brinda Devi's parrots are there. And then there's one, you see the main ring, if you look closely, you'll see it's all different incarnations of Krishna. Because there's many paintings all around it. On the main paintings are the king's pastimes. You see one painting on the south side is a huge painting of the king, worshiping Govindadev in Jaipur, and or maybe not that one. Anyway, there's another one, the king in his court with all his people. Then on the north side, there's a hunting seat, and then on this must be the east side. Yes, there's a battle scene like that. And in between, there's all these paintings of Krishna's pastime. You see, all the demigods have come along with Narad Muni and Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. They're worshipping Radha and Krishna. And then there's a holy pastime was somewhere, and then another Man Leela, Radharani is upset with Krishna, and you see she's not even looking at Krishna. And Lalita Saki is forcing her hand into Krishna's hand. Man Leela is there. Then there's one of Julan Leela. And then there's Holy Leela, and so many things. They come around. Finally, there's one. The king was very clever. He had himself and his two brothers painted into the Leela. So he and his brothers are there fanning Radha and Krishna. He was clever. He had himself painted into Krishna's Leela. But if you see that Julan Leela painting, and then you follow, because the top of the Julan is pointing up, and you go up to the next row, then you'll see there's a column splitting in half. So who do we see there? Nrsingadev. And then you look and you'll see there's Braha, and there's Kurma, and there's, all the different deities like that. And then you see this side, you see Balaram and Lord Ram, and so many. You look around, you see all the different, you see beautiful pastimes of beautiful different avatars of Krishna all around that. And so many other gopis and cowboy boys. Anyway, extremely beautiful place. And this side, like I said, this is for his favorite king Kishore, and the dome on the other side is for his other co-queens. And he declared himself as the king of Bharatpur. So they always say this was built by the king of Bharatpur. This was a memorial for Suraj Mal, and it was built by his son Jawaharlal. And even there's still a plaque there, because even the British recognized that this was, Govardhan Hill was a very special place to the local devotees. So you can see they still had maintained that plaque from, I don't know, 17 something, that nobody should shoot any animals or disturb the peace of this place, signed by the king, whoever he was at that time, or the British in charge at that time. And when I first went there, they told me that if you put 4 elephants standing on top of one another, that's how deep it is. Because we've never seen the bottom. There's so many, I don't know what else to call them. We call them burjas, but piers jutting out into the water. We run and jump off and dive, do backflips and so many things in 1.5. So it's very, very deep. And now, lately, we've been hearing the story that the British came there. They put 1 kilometer of cable into the water. Excuse me. And they couldn't find any bottom. But everywhere I've been in Bharat, I hear the same story. I don't think the British had time to go around putting 1 kilometer of cable. You go to Naimisharanya, they say the same thing about Chakratirtha there. So many kunds I've seen that they say, oh, the British put 1 kilometer of cable in, they couldn't find the bottom of it again. I first went there, they said it was 4 elephants deep. It's very deep. And beautiful little piers are there. Down below also, there's when the water is low, there's a little walkway, and beautiful paintings inside. Very lovely place. This is Kusum Sarovar. So on the backside, as I said before, in the southwest corner, there's Uddhava Mandir. Jai Sisi Brother Vijanapada. Uddhava Mandir is there. So they tell a story from Skanda Puran, because in Bhagavatam it says that Arjuna was taking all the queens from Dwarka, and some dacoits attacked and kidnapped them all. They were actually Krishna in the form of all these dacoits. But in Skanda Puran it describes that Maharaj Parikshit brought all the queens of Dwarka to Mathura on his way to Hastinapur. And in Mathura, they went down to take bath in Jamuna. And they saw Jamuna was flowing very sweetly and very happily. And they said, Ari, you're also the Patrani of Krishna? Because we know Krishna married Kalindi, You're also the Patrani of Krishna? How is it you're so flying happy? We're weeping and weeping in separation. How are you so happy? And she said, that I have benediction from Srimati Radharani, that I never feel separation on earth. Actually, you're not separated from Krishna either, but you haven't realized it. So how we can realize it? And then she says, I quoted the Sanskrit in my book, Kusumbanam, Govardhanam Kusumbanam. You go to Govardhan, you go to that Kusumban, and there Uddhav lives in the form of grass and creepers. Because in Bhagavatam, he has a beautiful verse where he says, I just want to be the grass and creepers in Braj. But he doesn't want to be on the main road. Because when gopis are mad and ecstatic love, looking for Krishna with tears in their eyes, they'll run on the hither and thither path. So he doesn't want to be in the main road. He wants to be grass and creepers on the hither and thither path. Because gopis will run that way. So, because he's Uddhav, how can he touch the lotus feet take the dust from the feet of the gopis? They'll be embarrassed. He's a big king. He's Krishna's minister. So he just wants to be grass and creepers, that when they're running, their dust will come on his head. So he's living there in the form of grass and creepers all around Kusum Sarovar. He has 2 forms. One is in Badrinath. We heard that Uddhava, he went off to Badrinath. But in another form, in a rustic form, he stays at Kusum Sarovar. So you go there and you do Nam Sankirtan with beautiful instruments and ecstatic singing, and Uddhav will appear and he will find out the means for you to realize your non-separation from Krishna. So, along with Krishna's great-grandson, who established all the deities and holy places in Vajranath, Parikshit brought all the queens and all the residents of Mathura. Many of the residents, they heard what's going on, so they're going to hear some katha from Uddhav. So they were they all came, and they did this wonderful Sankirtan festival. Describes dolaks, and I can't remember all the funny names of the different instruments. And they were singing and dancing with great ecstasy. And suddenly Uddhav Maharaj appears. And as soon as he appeared, he saw Maharaj Parikshit. He bowed down. He said, "Oh, you're so fortunate. Lord revealed himself even in the womb to you. You're so fortunate. I'm so happy that you're here." And so now, for 30 days, I'm going to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam to all these queens of Dwarka. But now the Kali Yuga Krishna has left, so Kali Yuga has begun. And Kali will always try to disturb. So I have some service for you. Yes, Maharaj, in service? Yeah. He says, you please go and fight with Kali. He said, "Oh, Maharaj, but then what about me? How will I get liberated?" He said, "Don't worry about a thing. What I'm going to do in 30 days for these people here, the great soul sage Sukadeva Goswami will do for you in 7 days. You don't worry about a thing. You go fight with Kali." So he went off to fight with Kali. And then he goes on, first he describes the glories of Bhagavatam. He gives his big long chapter. We got the Skanda Puran, and we went through it, and we saw the Sanskrit, and it describes, that so and so did, a Bhagavad Kathas, and this is what happened. So and so goes on and on and on and on, describing the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. He said, but because of this recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam by Sukadeva Goswami to you, the people of Bharat will understand the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. They're all absorbed in Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda. But by this revelation to you of Srimad Bhagavatam, the people of Bharat will understand the importance of Bhagavatam as the ultimate scripture of Vedas. And then we got to the Sanskrit, we saw, it says, and then the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam will go all over the world. So this is predicting, we know that after Sukadeva Goswami, this Bhagavatam has been taken all over the world by a very dear, wonderful Srila Prabhupada. So this Skanda Purana is predicting this is going to happen. After this recitation, the people of Bharat will know, and then the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam will go all over the world. So this prediction is there. We found another one in Garga Samhita somewhere. Was talking about the Gopal deity. And what does it say? It says something about the knowledge of, that someone will take the knowledge of Gopal all over the world. There's a very interesting passage in Garga Samhita also, predicting Prabhupada's appearance. So you go there to that temple, you see there's a beautiful deity of Uddhav. He's also bluish, just like Krishna. And he's sitting there. He doesn't have an iPod. He has a leaf pod. And he's reciting Srimad Bhagavatam to all the gopis. And there's many other deities there. They have so much respect for Prabhupada. They keep Prabhupada's picture also there in that Uddhav Mandir. And the devotee in charge, Uddhav Bihari Sharma, he always, as soon as he sees that I've come, immediately he'll run to his house, and his wife's name is Yashoda. And he has Yasoda Mai make some rotis for all of us. And he brings rotis and laddus for all of us. And he used to tell them, just a tiny bit of the story, but we went to Skanda Puran on our research, and we found this whole story. It's a very wonderful story of what happened and how it predicts that Bhagavatam, by the recitation of Sukadeva Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit, the Bhagavatam will go the knowledge of Bhagavatam will go all over the world. There's a beautiful little temple of Uddhav is there. And it had one godbrother who lived there for a long time, from Canada actually, named Jamuna Jivan. And he fixed that place up. He put marble all over the patio. It was all broken down place, but he fixed it up very nicely, painted it, and made a beautiful patio with nice gates all around, so we can go there. And I usually take the devotees there to take, when we're on Govardhan Prikrama, sometimes we'll take prasad there, or take our breakfast there, because he's got gates all around so the monkeys can't come and bother us. So, but now he's too old, so he's moved to. Actually, now he was in Radhagun for a long time. But last I saw him, he's living in Vrindavan somewhere now. Wonderful devotee named Jamuna Jivan. So I guess we should put our voice to rest here. If anybody has any questions, we can try to answer your questions. No questions? Everybody fell asleep? So we have
one question online. I'm online.
We have a few. Oh, there's online question. Right.
Yes, Prabhu.
Maharaj, so is Govardhan is shrinking every year?
Yeah, even now, and in what is it? Brihad Bhagavatamrita, that was translated by my very dear departed godbrother Gopi Pranadana in Govardhan, along with the commentary of Sanatana Goswami. Because sometimes somebody writes a book and somebody else writes a commentary, but whether he caught the idea of the author is not known. But we have the commentary of Sanatana Goswami, and this is the first book that the BBT has printed that was not Prabhupada's book. And in that Brihad Bhagavatamrita, it explains how Dauji, he went to Braj. He was trying to get Krishna to come, but Krishna was very fickle. He wouldn't come. So Dauji went there, and he came back, and he said, "Kene, you have to go. Everyone is just feeling so much separation from you." He said, but Nanda Baba and Yasoda Maya, they don't even look at each other, because if they look at each other, they'll see the sorrow in each other's eyes, and they'll begin crying, and they've already cried so many tears they can't cry anymore. So they don't even look at each other. And the cow boys, they go to the fields and they just sit there looking out into space, not hurting the cows. And the gopis, sometimes they grab the udder of the cow, but they don't milk the cow, or sometimes they're so confused, they try to milk a bull instead of a cow. They're so absent-minded, thinking of you, feeling separation from you. And the cows, they take a bite of nice fresh grass, and they just sit there with the grass in their mouth. This is most amazing. You go to our Goshala, and we have some laddus, and the cows, they all come running. They're ready to eat, all the 24 hours a day, they're ready to eat. And the calves, they take the teat of the mother in their mouth, and they don't suck the milk. And this is most amazing. Because if you go to the Goshala at milking time, because first of all, it's not that the milk automatically comes. First, you have to bring the calf, and then we let the calf suck some milk, and then the mother feels happy, and we call it letting the milk down. Otherwise, it doesn't come automatically. First, they have to, when they see their calves, Vatsalya Ras comes in their heart, they let the milk down, then you can milk. And the calves are very greedy. They'll go on drinking and they'll become very sick if you let them keep drinking. So you have to, sometimes it takes two quals to get them away from the mother. So they're not sucking is just amazing, you know. He said, Kanaya, what to speak of animate things, even inanimate things like Giriraj is shrinking out of separation from me. So he's continuing to shrink every day, one till into the ground. So my idea is that you all make a vow to make at least 2 Vaishnavas this year. You bring them all to Vrindavan. We'll go around on Giriraj Prakrama. We'll have huge party of Nam Sankirtan. Nam Sankirtan is non-different from Krishna himself. That maybe Giriraj, if we bring thousands of devotees and Nam Sankirtan around Giriraj, maybe he'll again rise up to his former glory. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Any other question? Anyway, I have my latest book with us, Braj Leela, Part 3, Giriraj, the King of Mountains. And Part 1 right now is out of print, but it's available on Amazon. Okay. So, but we just, and all those books, we have maybe 10, 12 pictures, but we cited that everybody loves the pictures of my very dear birthday boy, Artabandhu Arvind Bhattacharya. We'll make it a picture book. So there's 284 color pictures and 32 paintings. We had to get special permission from BBT. They were happy to give, but we had to get permission to use the pictures. And 530 pages of nectar. And when everybody goes to Govardhan and they do Olympics, they run around the hill. Maybe they see Radhakund, maybe they see Kusum Sarovar. But there's so many places on Govardhan. Even some of them are gone, because we went through Braj Bhakti Vilas, where Narayan Bhatta Goswami, he gives the pranam mantras and achman mantras for every place in Braj, what to speak of Govardhan. And on Govardhan, he gives mantras for places that we tried to find and nobody knows where they are. Even in 500 years, so many places have been lost. So now we have a visible picture record of all the, and you'll be shocked how many wonderful pastimes are there. 1/3 of the book, I think, is just Radhakund. So many wonderful pastimes there at Radhakund. We through all the Goswami literature, we got all the wonderful stories. And so 284 pictures, 32 paintings, 530 pages of nectar. And we're just asking small donation of $25 for this book. And I'm here tonight to sign it if you want a copy. And you don't need to bring cash. We can accept credit cards. Something I never heard of Venmo or something like that, or QR codes. And anyway, anyhow, you can pay for it, PayPal or whatever.
So Prabhuji is coming to US after 7 years, and he has been working on this book for last 7 years. So when I saw the first draft, I was like, what is this place I've never seen? So he said, I'll take you. So when he took me, I was like, nobody has seen these places. So let me take pictures. And then the idea came that we turned it into a photo book to show. Then I was also involved in the editing part a little bit, and Prabhuji did extensive research on Goswami literatures and all the places, and trying to find out the pastimes that are connected. So please take a copy, and I'm sure you will love it. It's filled with pastimes, nectarian pastimes, and many things which you may not find anywhere else. Hare Krishna. You want to end with a little kirtan, or?
Yeah, we should have a little kirtan first, and then after kirtan, anybody who wants a copy, you can see Artabandhu, Arjun Bhattacharya, and then I'll sign it for you.
Yes.
And this is dancing music, so you're all tired of sitting anyway. So you all stand up, because you won't be able to sit anyway once you hear this music. Yeah, keep it short. So we have a good Mridangawala. We're going to give you a workout tonight. We're going to give you a workout tonight. You ready? We have kartals. Somebody has kartals? I don't need them. I just want kartals is here. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavana Dham. Jai 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 Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavana Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavana Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavana Dham. Pavana Sri Vrindavana Dham. Pavana Sri Pavana Pavana Sri Vrindavana Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavana Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavana Dham. Jai Jai Gopi, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Sada Bihari Lal. Jai Jai Gopi, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Sada Bihari Lal. Jai Jai Gopi, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Sada Bihari Lal. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Jai, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavana. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Jai, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavana. Jai Jai Jagannath, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavana. We go in Giraj Prikrama, we have to take bath in Manasi Ganga and then take darshan of Haridev. Then Giri Varadari ki Prikrama Devi. Somehow in Hindi you give a Prikrama, but in English we go on Prikrama. Giri Varadari ki Prikrama Devi. Manasi Ganga Bihari Devi Giri Varadari ki Prikrama Devi. Vrindavan Dham ki, Healer of the Holy Dham, Srila Prabhupada ki. Yay, sweet. Ki. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants a book, you can see Artabandhu and bring the book to me. Hare Krishna.
Bring the book. We have to streamline.